Hello, everyone. I'm Bra Mithra. I'm joined by Jay. Hello, Jay.
Hello, bro.
So, we are doing the final big, huge white box for GenCon 2025, which is Survivors of Death 2.
Big, large, McHuge. Yep.
Yeah, there's a lot to talk about. Just like Survivors of Death 1 last year, pretty much everything is repeated here. 4 character cards, a knowledge replacement, a strain fighting art, seed patterns, character cards. So,
Comfortable.
a very, very cool box. I think Survivors of Death has probably become my favorite of the white boxes now.
Oh yeah, it's definitely the best series, especially this one giving us 2 male and 2 female minis. I really like these minis.
The bringing to life the making canon of the CRABMAN that happened at tables for Gen Con 2024 at the official play tables. I believe he was in the non-arc settlement.
Yes, because he had ambidextrous.
That's correct. He had ambidextrous. So we're going to talk about his gear is very representative of what he was. The seed is very representative of what he was. It's pretty much everything that happened to CRABMAN during last year's Gen Con has been brought into the game now. So that's very cool that they did that. That's the CRABMAN mini. The other
We said
minis.
in the previous
Jay.
video, we appreciate community outreach like that.
Yes, we said that in the first video too. Very cool. Jay, what are the other 3 minis?
The other 3 are the male priest, male priestess, whatever you want to say. The Valkyrie, who's a new generic that was also available at Gen Con. And another version of the Dark Paladin.
Valkyrie's
this
pretty
time-
old though.
Is Valkyrie old? I actually don't know.
Valkyrie's old.
Oh, well then never mind. Valkyrie, male priest, and a new black and red armor version of the Dark Paladin.
Correct. Yeah. Male priest is very interesting.
He's super cool. He's super duper cool because he's not from People of the Lantern, we'll say.
Yeah, I don't even think he's a generic. I don't think
There
was
is a generic priestess. He's the
Yes.
male version of
So he's the male version of that. Okay, so yeah, we've never seen it then. So that's cool. So those are the 4 typical. Well, 3 of them follow the typical traditional generics coming to the game. The other one is CRABMAN. So let's talk about the stuff that is in this box, starting with those characters that we just talked about.
Yes, we have 2 abilities and 2 impairments, because there are a few impairments in your character deck.
Correct.
We have the Sanctimonious, which is an impairment. That's the male priest. You get +1 strength, but your superiority is insufferable. When you depart, all other departing survivors lose 3 survival after applying departing bonuses, which is quite rough.
Yes, especially early game.
Yes. Next, we have the Crabby, who is, of course, CRABMAN. It is an ability. Add the title CRABMAN to your name. When you are a returning survivor, you make a new friend by feeding it. Archive a resource gained from the hunt, from the last showdown. If you do, gain a crab spider vermin resource. Honestly, pretty good if you have like an extra beast steak and would rather have a hide.
No, it's just, well, yes, that's true. But this is archive a resource gained from the last showdown. You could you could do a Canthus.
Do a Canthus or anything really.
Yeah, just a resource. So
Yeah, that is pretty useful actually.
it's a way of generating hide specifically via crab spiders. But you might want to hold on to the crab spiders.
Maybe, perhaps.
This is a cool ability. So quick, just with the impairment, the Sanctimonious. Yeah, this is a pretty harsh impairment in the beginning of the game, but after that, it's not too bad.
Yeah.
So
You have like on arrival survival and stuff.
Yep. The crabby, I think, is really good. I think crabby is pretty much all upside.
Oh yeah, it's like having a little mini harvest ritual almost.
Yeah. I think it's very good.
Yep. Next up, we have the Ardent, which is the Valkyrie's character. Is an ability. When another survivor dies during the showdown, gain a reroll token once per showdown. Solid, pretty solid.
Yep.
It's just like a sort of comeback thing, not really something you're going to be building around.
Yep.
And then last but certainly not least, well, possibly least, the Disinterested, the Impairment, which is of course from the Dark Paladin. You do not gain departing survival or insanity bonuses, which is quite harsh.
Yep. Very harsh.
But yeah, all interesting. As always, the character art is fantastic. I really love the character ink art.
Yeah. The Disinterested is probably one of the most harsh I've ever seen for
It
first.
is more or less a bricked survivor, yes.
Yeah, pretty much. It's really harsh in the beginning of the game, but you're not really going to have character that early into the game. But still, character's fun to go for, so you are like kind of incentivized to go characters because they're very cool. And you're doing most of your intimacy early in the game so characters have more. The character deck itself, the innovation, having access to it early in the game does make it more beneficial because that's when you're going to be doing a lot of intimacy, pulling names or pulling cards because you're naming all those survivors. But you could also just not name all your survivors and wait until you got character.
Yes, I suppose so.
But yeah.
So
Very
those
cool.
the characters.
I think all four of these are very good. I think Sanctimonious is probably an impairment you probably want to use because it's
Strength, especially early on, is probably worth that.
Yeah, and because it's not as like hindering as later into the game. And you have to have impairments. So if you're going to use the minimum of a 25 card deck, which is the minimum, it's one impairment for every 4 abilities. So that means you have 5 impairments and 4 impairments. No, five impairments for 24 cards, and then your 25th card's your legendary. That's what it is.
Got it. 19 abilities, 4 impairments, and 1 legendary.
Yeah. So you have to put them in there. And if you're going to do that, I think Sanctimonious is a good one. And then the other 2 are just good. The Ardent is good. Crabby is really good. So that's it for the characters. Next, Jay.
Oh.
What's the fast twitch strain?
The fast twitch strain is a survivor with Quixotic, performs Pounce, Slam, or Charge.
Wait, what's that? Survivor with what?
Quixotic.
The fighting art?
Quixotic fighting art.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I know that one.
You know, it's my favorite fighting disorder, I suppose.
Finally, Quixotic getting recognized for how good of a disorder it is.
Next, we have the what's it called? Spiral Ganglia fighting art.
Yeah.
But obviously that's a typo. It's the Quixotic disorder.
Yeah.
When they perform Pounce, Slam, or Charge 7 times in a single showdown, that is just performing it. You don't have to hit, wounds, even make contact with the monster. You can just sit in a corner and do it for 7 rounds.
Correct. Or you use that other terrain. Impossible to
yeah,
look.
you could.
The only thing that sucks about this, and I get why they did it, but the only thing is because the core game doesn't declare what maneuvers are. But I wish this had just said a survivor with Quixotic performs 7+ in maneuvers.
So in that case, it would work with like Leap or
it would work with Leap or a lot of the other ones.
But no, it's just the core 3.
The core 3 specifically. So maybe in the future, when this gets in a card pack, so it's fixed to say Disorder Quixotic, maybe we'll change performs maneuvers 7+ time.
That would certainly be nice. The permanent effect. Delusions of duty and grandeur compel the survivor to rush their foe well beyond their physical limits. Unyielding exertion forges strange proteins that fuel propulsive power in their twitching muscles. Permanently add the Soaring Advance fighting art to your fighting arts deck. The survivor gains +1 permanent movement and Soaring Advance. So same as always for
typical
fighting strains. Yep. Bra, what does Soaring Advance do?
Ooh, this is a good one. When you travel 5+ spaces in a straight line from movement or knockback, gain a momentum token. When you are knocked down, archive all your momentum tokens. When you attack, this is a different effect. So when you attack, you may archive 3 momentum tokens to automatically succeed your first wound attempt for this attack. This is a very neat one.
Laws, dealing with movement tokens.
Yes, Jay, have we ever seen momentum tokens before?
We have the Propulsion Drive, which is a fantastic fighting art.
Correct. DBK.
DBK, yes. So they can interchange. You're drawing from the same pool of movement tokens.
Mm-hmm.
Both of these effects are generating movement tokens at the same time.
Momentum tokens.
Momentum token. It's quite good.
Yes. It's quite good, especially since you can tutor Propulsion Drive via Roundstone training.
Giving multiple uses to the same tokens is cool, like we saw with Venom tokens.
Mm-hmm.
White boxes with the Vidar.
Correct. Even if they're not synergy, still doing it is cool.
Correct. It's drawing from the same pool of mechanics rather than inventing new mechanics.
Yeah. Not that crab tokens aren't cool.
We'll get to that here.
Yeah, I just wanted to mention it.
Yes, next up we do have CRABMAN's Seed Pattern CRABMAN.
Yes. He has 2.
He does, because he dual wields, because he's ambidextrous.
Yes. So, let's talk about the Dextral Crab first. Dextral Crab X first.
The Dextral Crab X is an Era 3 seed with a build limit of 1. It is seed pattern number 52. It costs to build 4 crab spiders, which you're probably going to be getting from the crabby, 2 leather, a perfect organ, and 2 bones, again from a Node 3+ quarry.
Mm-hmm.
A lone victorious survivor returns to the settlement this lantern year. Down with renewed resolve, the survivor erases all their disorders. That is a consequence, not a requirement. They forge an axe from the most familial vermins to protect their family. And for your troubles and 9 resources, gain the Dextral Crab Axe. This is a seed weapon melee axe. Bone is 1 speed, 6+ accuracy, and 10 strength. Green up, green left, and green down. Reach paired with the Sinastral Crab Axe, which we'll get into. And reach 2. And activated with a green puzzle and 2 green affinities. When you hit with this, gain a grab token, as Bra alluded to. When you suffer a random severe injury, archive up to 4 crab tokens to add +1 the roll result for each token archived. What do we think?
Well, so Jay and I talked about this before a little bit, all right? We're going to talk about these 2 weapons with their seeds aside, all right?
Sure.
And then we'll talk about the seeds. So as Jay just asked, what do you think? I think this is an okay. I think you might want to make this, right? I think it's okay if you make it early. Now, Jay's about to bring up some other stuff, and I want to mention this. In a world where you're going down the axe path with your survivors and you're using axes and you're not using Gorm, all right? I'm fully aware of Gorm and its axes. So, I will say, I think that in a world where you're not using Kingsmen, you don't have Lantern Halberds, and you're not using Gorm, where you don't have crazy axes, and you want to
And you're not
make
using
an
King where you have crazy axes.
yeah, and you want to make an axe, I think, and you're getting crab spiders via the character, or you're getting crab spiders because you're doing a whole bunch of mineral gathering, because
Herb gathering.
herb gathering, yeah, because crab spiders are the most likely to be drawn. So maybe you're doing a lot of, I don't know, lopes in your game too, and you're getting the vermin pretty
Maybe
regularly.
you're bringing out a bug trap.
Yeah. I think this one, the Dextral Crab Axe, might be one you consider if it's early and you're not in the IR stage or using Gorm. So now, with that out of the way, Jay, you can now talk about this.
So, it's really good early, however, it's Era 3. So you need to use 2 bone. The perfect organ can be a basic perfect organ. The leather can just be leather, and the crab spiders are obviously crab spiders. You need 2 bones from your node 3 or 4 quarry.
Mm-hmm.
So you're either using hollow bones or the beak from a phoenix. You're using Dragon King, Sunstalker.
Yeah, just a bone, whatever.
So you can't get it before Lantern Year 7.
Correct.
Being
Unless
the
you're
only survivor going back is fine.
Insane luck from your dead monsters with a lot of facism keep winning.
True. Yes, Facism will never stop winning. Family, I'm a fan of family, that's fine. Being the only survivor, whatever, murder everybody else, eat their stats with Dark Impulse 3, whatever.
Yeah.
The consequence of removing all your disorders, you don't even need one to begin with. You
Correct.
can remove your disorders and it's fine. This is 9 resources.
Correct.
This is 1 scrap away from being more than an entire leather set.
Correct.
I would rather build the leather sets.
Yeah.
Crab spiders are hide, so this costs 6 hide.
Yeah,
In a
most
game
likely
where
6
armor is
leather.
more important than weapons.
Because at this stage in the game, you're probably turning your hide into leather.
Correct. Well, yes, you need ammonia.
Specifically your crab spiders, you're turning into leather at this stage in the game.
Yes, because it requires leather to begin with, so you need ammonia or to get really lucky with 2 of your Manhunter fights.
Yep.
It's a good weapon. 10 strength is nothing to sneeze at until you're hitting level 3 monsters. I don't think this weapon is ever worth the investment.
Yeah.
Like, flat out. You can't bring a scout to do the lone victorious survivor. It's, again, 1 scrap away from an entire leather set. I don't think it's a good return on investment.
Yeah. This is a big cost with the seed, because you need to build this the year that your victorious survivor returned. So there's a lot of planning into this. Like, it just can't be like lone victorious survivor who returned with a sword or something, because then you could do it whenever, right? But this needs to be this lantern year, so you need to plan to make this. Look, I'm agree with everything Jay said. The seed is what is the hugest drawback to both these weapons.
For different reasons.
Yeah. But these are things that happened, so that's
True.
great. these are things that happened in the CRABMAN game.
Be that as it may, next up is the Sinastral Crab Axe, or Sinistral.
Yes,
Whatever.
we're talking about the seed first.
Yes, the seed first is a seed for Atnus, specifically.
Mm-hmm.
It is Era 1. It is a build limit of 1, and it is seed number 51. This costs 2 crab spiders, 2 leather, and a perfect bone, so cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
The first requirement is a survivor who resolved 10 or more swordcraft cards last lantern year returns to the settlement battered. Incredulous of their own survival, the survivor gains the immortal disorder, which is a consequence. And then likening their own sturdiness to the shell of a crab spider, they craft a fitting weapon, which is just flavor text. For your trouble, you get the Sinestral Crab Axe, which saves seed, weapon, melee, axe, bone, 3 speed, and 7+ accuracy with 5 strength. Savage, and paired with the Dextral Crab Axe, blue up, blue right, and blue down. The affinity ability is activated with a blue puzzle and 2 blue affinities. When you hit with this, gain a crab token. When you hit with this, gain a crab token, period. When you attack with this, you may archive up to 4 crab tokens to give the attack +1 look for each token archived. That would be before attacks are rolled, not after attacks are rolled. So if you whiff however many times, you lose all those tokens and nothing happens.
Yep.
It's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
Just talking about the weapon, it's pretty good.
Yep.
Especially when you're pairing these and there's 4 accuracy, you're gaining crab tokens from whichever one you're attacking with, and you can use it with the other one. I'm a big fan of Savage. It pairs well with the ability for archiving crab tokens. It's pretty darn good.
Yep. I mean, you're never attacking with the Dextral Axe if you're pairing these.
More or less. Well, it doesn't really matter because they both have 4 and they're both on hit. So you could build tokens with the Dextral because it has more strength and then go for the kill with the Sinestral. I think that's the intent.
Maybe, yeah, because the accuracy's slightly better, so you're getting a 6.
Yeah, the accuracy's better. It has better strength, and then you go for the.
Well, it doesn't matter. It's only when you hit.
Yeah, but like you have to archive
wound.
tokens before attacks are rolled.
Well, I just meant if your goal is building tokens, it doesn't matter the strength.
Sure, but you still want to wound things.
Sure.
However.
Yeah. However.
Once again, the seed is where the problems present themselves.
One, it's linked to Atnus. All right.
It is linked to Atnus.
So this is only going to be in the deck when Atnus is in the game, which is great. I'm so glad that this filters itself out of regular games, as it should, because you can't do it without Atnus. So that's great. Good job. You filtered out this card. Secondly, Survivor who resolved 10+ Swordcraft cards is almost never going to happen. That is so insane.
Amongst the masses, Atnus generally tends to evenly distribute Swordcraft cards between certain groups.
Correct.
You have to be dealt 10 or more total Swordcrafts. One Survivor has.
Correct, because you need to be the one who resolves them. The person who resolves them is the one who flips their card over. It doesn't matter if you're tangentially targeted or, doesn't matter. That's not you resolving it. That's someone else resolving it.
Yeah, the survivor who was dealt it and then resolves it.
Yeah.
Swordcrafts are really rough.
Yeah, I mean, here's the best thing about this is, like, if you're using Atnus and you're so deep into this game that you're buying Survivors of Death 2 and you really want to get CRABMAN going and you want to try to get Sinestral Crab Axe online, you're probably buying all the Death Myth gifts. So just try to get yourself Death Myth gifts, I guess.
Yeah.
So you can at least maybe get 5 or 4 on your guy right away.
Yeah. I personally don't see a world where in normal gameplay anybody will ever craft the Sinestral Crab Axe without cheating.
I agree. I tend to agree with you that this is almost never getting built ever.
Not only do you have to survive 10 swordcrafts, you have to have beforehand, because
it needs to be that lantern year.
resource.
Yes, you
Yeah.
need to have the crab spiders. Yes.
You have to have the spiders, the perfect bone, and the leather already waiting for you in the settlement when you come back.
Correct.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Look, getting 2 crab spiders isn't too bad, but
2 leathers fine.
yeah,
Perfect
the
bone.
cost for the Sinistral Crab Axe should... I mean, it might as well have just been 2 crab spiders and a hide.
Yeah.
Because the getting resolved at 10 craft... Or the 10 sword craft is insane. Again, because you need to be the one to resolve it. Now, if you were to play that you were just affected by 10 swordcraft cards, then this becomes a little bit easier. But the way this is written, the survivor who resolved 10 cards, you need to be the one flipping them.
Yes,
that's just the rules as written.
At the Admin's rules specify that the person resolving, quote unquote, is the person who
correct.
is dealt and wants the card.
You are correct. That is how the rules are read. If this would have said a survivor who survived 10 plus swordcraft cards, that would have just meant that they were the target in one of the blue.
In the targeting.
They were in the blue. They weren't even the target. They just survived them.
Yeah, survived the area of death 10 times. But no,
yeah,
you
and you don't even
given 10.
You don't even want him ever doing 10 plus sword cards, let alone doing multiple traps where you're resolving 10. The goal is to never let him even resolve them.
And again, generally speaking, most often Atlas evenly distributes.
Yeah. So this is crazy. The seeds are holding these back a lot. The seeds are very invested, but they tell the story of Crabman, so I'm going to give it a pass. All right?
Sure, I guess. If I ever build the Sinistral Crab Axe, it is getting perfect punted to every campaign ever.
Let's hope we never see seeds that are this specific and this insane ever again as the Sinistral Crab Axe. But I'm going to give it a pass because this happened in the Crabman game. So I'm going to give it a pass.
It is Crabman, so it obligatory pass.
Yes, and the paired with, I'm so glad we got paired with to come back.
Yes.
I hope we see that. Like I said, this paired with breaks my heart because I wish the Millennium Butcher one said paired with Butcher Cleaver.
That would be nice.
So breaks my heart. I would, but I'm so glad that they're still open to doing this, and it's no longer limited to just Lion Knight. So, I think the Sinistral Crab Axe itself as a weapon is good, just like Jay said, it's good. So if you ever do this insane seed pattern, that's never going to happen. Also,
and you too can feel the might of Crabman.
Also, rip Crabman, all right? Because he died. So rest in peace, Crabman, when he at his GenCon table. But also, what a time, what a tough break. Let's all pour one out for Crabman. What a tough break to get an Atlas seed the same week as Red Witch's launches.
You know what? That does suck. Moving on to another Nemesis thing. We have the male priests, Indomitable Resource, and Pattern, the umbilical phalanges and inquisitorials. Why don't you give us a breakdown on the umbilical phalanges?
Oh, did you mention what this is an IR of?
Oh, I did not. This is a Tyrant Indomitable Resource.
What was it?
A Tyrant Indomitable Resource. A Node Nemesis 1 Indomitable Resource.
Just a Nemesis in general. This is the first one.
It is the first Nemesis. It is exclusive to people of the stars. It is a new concept. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. There's not really much to say about this, but thanks for letting me be the one who reads it. This is like the most basic. When you game this,
I just did all of Crabman. You can do all of the priests.
No, I just meant like when you gain this, gain 3 courage and the saw pattern, as expected from all IRs with weapons.
Well, okay. Well, it's a perfect organ too.
So, the saw is Tyrant tagged, which is neat. Again, this is not the first Nemesis pattern to be tagged, but it's definitely the first IR.
It's the first regular pattern as opposed to a seed pattern.
Yeah. I mean, this might as well have just said People of the Stars tagged it, rather than Tyrant, because it requires Empire, which you can't get outside of People of the Stars. Maybe in a world where there's ever a chance we could ever fight Tyrant as a regular nemesis, that'd be cool, but I doubt it for lore reasons. But still, so the saw here is the IR, 2 bone, 2 broken lanterns, and a perfect organ, but it does require Empire. But that cost, I mean, that's basically free. That is such a low cost.
It's not bad. Tyrant 3 is Lantern Year 19.
Correct. We'll talk about that.
Yeah.
But as far as this saw and all this other stuff, this is super cool. You're pretty much always getting this. I can't see in COD. I mean, you only get one chance. You can't even Heart Flute Tyrant. So I can't see COD ever adding more IRs.
Can you not Heart Flute Tyrant?
I don't think you can Heart Flute Tyrant.
We'll double check it.
I don't think you can. But either way, IRs drop still from level 3s. So level 3 or 4. So unless there's a level 4 version in COD or multiple Tyrant fights, this might be the only one. Maybe we get one other one, but you're pretty much always going to get this. So then the saw itself is weapon melee saw, scythe, two-handed, metal, lantern. Those are some keywords.
It is a lantern in a campaign that does not require lanterns.
Yeah, it's also a scythe in which you're not really building the scythes, but I guess it's cool.
It also does not interact with scythe proficiency whatsoever.
Yes. It's reach 2, barbed 4. 1 speed, 6 plus accuracy, 8 strength. Reach 2, barbed 4. If you have a constellation, this has plus 3 speed. So it's 4 speed for the constellation, which is the only way to be using this.
More or less.
Maybe. Sometimes, well, oh no, are we going to have to spoil again? Might have to put another spoiler tag in the video?
Oh no.
I guess I will. I'm going to put another, because it's related to using this. So as Jay said, so spoilers, they'll be, I'll leave it up there until I'm done. I'll move past this as quick as possible. So spoilers for stars, spoilers for People with Stars. All right, there you go.
Yeah.
So as Jay said, this is Lantern Year 19. The fact that it's, if you have a constellation and you want to use 3 speed for this, you don't technically want to be using your constellation survivors Lantern Year 20 plus, unless you have more than 4 of them. And even because if you have only 4 or 5 of them, you don't want to be hunting and sending them out because it's bad for you in Lantern Year 25.
Correct.
Anything you want to say, Jay, before I end spoilers?
I just would like to say that Stars sucks. Continue.
Okay.
No.
All right, spoilers are done. So then, 1 puzzle, 1 red puzzle, and then 2 red affinities and 1 blue affinity. Mutilates. When you attack with this, after drawing hit locations, immediately put all drawn persistent injuries into play. Woo.
Yes, the implied part of that is without attempting to wound.
Yes, this is going to take away wound attempts from you. It's going to thin the deck without you ever attempting to wound, and permanently thin the hit location deck.
Correct.
So Jay and I talked about this.
It's kind of weird.
Yeah, I think we might have a little bit different opinions on this.
I don't super like it.
Yeah, I think this is the most meta that we've ever seen a weapon be.
Yeah.
Because, which is fine. I'm okay. 15 years into the Kingdom Death's lifespan that we start making super meta weapons like this.
Say that, but like even within Stars, you have shit like the hazmat shields.
Well, I just meant meta because you're really only bringing this out if you know exactly what to expect from a hit location deck and you have it memorized, or you're going to look into the hit location deck to see if there's persistent injuries. As we've discussed before with this is never going to trigger on like a spooter. We've talked about this when we evaluated the frog stuff. What is it? The vertebraenet?
Yes.
Monsters that just don't have persistent injuries, you don't need to complete this and stuff.
Yeah.
But I think this is a great Nemesis weapon because Nemesis, when they usually hit, and also thematically, this is a great final battle in Stars. No, I'm not going to put the spoiler tag back up again, so we're not going to talk about that.
Okay. For no particular reason, it's a good thing this is in Stars.
Yeah, we've already said it's meta, so we don't need to evaluate what cards. We just said, so we both agree this is one of the most meta things ever. You're going to know, you're either going to look at the hit location deck, or you're going to be very knowledgeable of what types of things you're pulling out, and if you want to use it or not.
For example, this is an early game example. I would not bring this to an Antelope, because despite having several persistent injuries, they all also drop resources.
Correct. And it's going to wound itself more, maybe knock itself down. You're not going to be able to crit farm it. But
since you're putting the persistence into play, you do not gain other critical effects.
Correct.
So
and you're thinning the deck.
Yeah.
You're thinning the deck pretty hard with a Lope.
It's a weird one. It's not bad. Certainly not bad.
No, I think this is great because this is where I think Jay and I disagree. Maybe. This is great for Nemesis. I think this is great for Nemesis. Not just in general, because most Nemesis, if they even have a persistent injury at all, is probably going to be beneficial for you to have drawn it and put it into play.
Yes. I think at least Slenderman has at least one.
Correct.
I'm not sure about Atmos, possibly. Kingsman, I think, has one or two.
Correct. So I think this is good. I think in the campaign that it is, for Stars only, when you get it, Lantern Year 19, and what to expect with one more Nemesis fight, plus the final boss of Stars, I think this is good.
It's a way to put Sad Frog Dog Song into play without having to do the Sad Frog Dog
I don't know if you bring this to Quarries. I think I'm with Jay on that. I don't think you bring this to Quarries.
It's for Nemesis fights that have persistence.
Yeah, or you just use it because it's fun. Maybe Saw proficiency.
Use it because it's fun.
Scythe proficiency, but
Scythe proficiency doesn't super interact with it.
But you build it with this. You can gain it.
Yeah, you could. Yes, late in the game.
All right, Jay, last one.
Last but certainly not least, we have the Dark Paladin's knowledge card.
Knowledge, yeah.
It is a CC milestone knowledge. It is Placid Mentality. It is a CC milestone of 19. It is Perceptual Isolation.
Which is Nemesis Node 2.
Yes, it is. We have confirmed. It is the Nemesis Node 2 CC milestone for the Nemesis Node 2 knowledge. So you use this in place of, for example, an Atmos knowledge, staying on brand here. So Perceptual Isolation. Attain the Placid Mentality knowledge card. Nominate a survivor to gain it. Then share it at the forum with a Lumi token. If anyone else gains at this Lantern Year, they also gain +1 Lumi. Placid Mentality itself. It is a knowledge, CC reward, and Perceptual Isolation. It costs 2 Lumi to gain. You have -2 evasion. The first time you would suffer a brain trauma each Lantern Year, you may spend 3 survival to ignore it, and suffer the new perspective brain trauma instead, which is knocked down and gain insanity.
-1 evasion.
Yes. Observation. When you suffer a brain trauma, gain an observation. At advance 3, you get...
These are not a communal snack.
Yeah, so number 2 is the same thing?
Placid Mentality 2. It is exactly the same, actually.
Pretty much.
No, sorry. The first one is once per Lantern Year. The second one is anytime you suffer a brain trauma.
Yeah, no longer the first time. Yep.
Correct. And 3 is the... and 3 is -1 evasion still. When you suffer a brain trauma, you may spend 3 survival to ignore it, gain +1 accuracy token, and then suffer a new perspective. Solid, I suppose.
Yep. Just to clarify, if you haven't used knowledges, when they have a stat on them, like this, with the -1 evasion, when you lose the knowledge, that goes away. So this is just -1 evasion, essentially permanently. It's not -3.
Yes, whilst you have
Yeah.
specific knowledge.
Yeah, because you're going to replace this number 1 with number 2. The negative evasion will go away from number 1 because you've lost it, but then you're going to get negative evasion again for number 2. Same with number 3. So essentially, it is just a permanent -1 evasion, as long as you have the knowledge. Yeah.
It's pretty solid.
Yep. New perspective. That's when you get knocked down and then just gain insanity. A D10.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Good against stuff like that does a lot of brain damage, obviously, like
Yep.
Phoenix, like Gorm.
Like Slenderman.
No, he gives you insanity.
Oh, I thought it doesn't. I thought he does brain traumas.
I don't believe so. I think he just kills you. I might be wrong.
I thought he did brain traumas, like not via damage, just caused brain traumas. Because remember, you don't need to.
You brain trauma when you madness inversion.
Yes, that's what it is. Yes, you brain trauma when you madness inversion. So you could ignore it with this.
Yes, you could madness inversion quite easily with this.
And this is the Node 2 knowledge, and Slenderman doesn't have one. Neither does Atlas.
Yes.
So this is great. We don't need to really compare this to the Red Witch one, but it's an option if you want to not use the Red Witch one. But in isolation, see what I did? I think this is good. Brain traumas can be bad, especially because there's things that cause them outside of taking insanity, outside of taking just brain damage, right?
Yes.
So
some things just cause brain traumas. Yes.
Some things just cause brain traumas. So, if you're catching strays of that just happening, or like a hunt event or something.
Especially good if you have particularly high torment.
Yeah.
As there is no roll result to modify, you simply suffer that specific one.
Yep. So I think this is good. I think this is a neat little thing. It doesn't need to be that powerful because a lot of the Nemesis Node 2 don't have them. Kingsman doesn't have one. Slenderman doesn't have one. Atlas doesn't have one. So
Lion Knight does not have one.
Lion Knight doesn't have one. That's correct. Yep, I forgot about him. So it's just good. Just good to use because the only one that currently does is Red Witch. So that's it for Survivors of Death 2. Yes. What do you think, Jay?
I think it's going to be a good get on Black Friday.
I think this is a good get at any time, even if it doesn't go on sale on Black Friday.
I don't recall if Survivors of Death 1 had any sale on Black Friday. I don't think
it did. As I mentioned last video, the GenCon stuff went back to their GenCon price, which was the $60 for GenCon when you were actually at GenCon, and then there were $75 listed on the store. On Black Friday, they went back to the $60. So if this even goes down like 20% and comes down to like 60, it doesn't matter. I think this is good even at 77.
Oh, it's a great box. It's 4 fantastic minis. It is at least 3 pieces of content that you'll use, and also CRABMAN.
Yep. And also CRABMAN.
Well, again,
the CRABMAN mini is priceless, Jay. How dare
CRABMAN,
you?
yes, you'll use the mini, but not the axes. He is the best of boys.
I agree. All right, so that wraps up the GenCon releases. They were pretty strong, I will say. Overall,
yes, lots of content, lots of good hobby minis. Besides what we've talked about, these minis are great as well.
Yeah.
Overall, strong showing.
I agree. I think the Survivors of Death 2 lived up to the hype of Survivors of Death.
I think I prefer 2, I'll be honest.
Yeah, I think they're both good. I think they both have their beneficial parts. I'm just glad that it continues to be a strong outing, a strong product line. So, with that, thank you so much for joining me, Jay. We shall be getting back to our settlement.
the tale of Jayville lives on.
Yes. And we will see how our luck pans out, but all right. Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.